So what's good again, YouTube? Dasmer coming at you. A little bit of Force Unleashed 2. And shout out to Brozels because he was the first one I ever saw that gave out the old what's good. Maybe I should use old friend from EVE Online, Huppa. What's the crack, YouTube? I always loved that when he'd come on TS. Anyways, so Force Unleashed 2. In my video yesterday with NBA 2K11 about my player, little update on Vladimir Alonichev, and I was going to skip through the cinematic here, but I said, you know, screw it, let YouTube take a little look here. That's a little bit of gameplay. So yesterday I grabbed Force Unleashed 2, and this afternoon I'm finished Force Unleashed 2. I own my own business, so I'm afforded a little bit of free time. And I played it for a couple hours last night, and I played it this morning from, you know, probably about 4.5 hours, 4.5 hours, and so about 6.5 hours. And I was done, and that was on medium. I guess that would be a bit of a negative. I mean, there are a whole bunch of challenge modes. I had some of, you know, what the challenge modes are all about. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but I would have to say maybe the development time would have been better spent on a little more gameplay. You know, maybe another 2 hours at least, maybe a gameplay, and make it a nice 10 hours or something like that to roll through on average game player on medium. Then, there's like a dozen challenges or something like that, and you unlock more and more as you complete and do certain achievements. And these guys are a pain in the butt. Riot troops, that little baton thing that they got, and those flying guys get to be a pain in the butt later. So, to give you an idea, Dasmerg here, he's an old school gamer. If you remember plugging your Jupiter Lander game into your VIC-20, that's how old school of a gamer I am. So what did I think of it? Take it as you may. Just one gamer to another out there. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a little bit on the short side. It is the most visually stunning game that I've seen on Xbox 360 to date. The only other visual comparable game I played is God of War 3 on PS3. So this is the freeze bot you saw if you played the demo. I make pretty quick work of him. Also, you got to remember too that my guy's pretty maxed out. I've only got like 3 more powers to put up to max, and he's done. For some old school, for anybody who's out there, I come from the original consoles, long-time PS2 player, and then I got back into, I was always into PCs, and I got really into the PC gaming. I didn't get an original Xbox until, towards the end there, like a year before it basically got KO'd. Kind of funny in a way. And I only used really my PS2 for sports games. So, and really, when the 360 originally came out, they were just sort of, ooh, achievement. And you know what, if you're an achievement hound, you're really going to like this game. There's just an ass load of achievements in this game. Oh, my screen went black there. What else do I like about the game? You know what? I found it fairly challenging. I can just imagine what this game's going to be like on hard. Because on medium, it got really challenging towards the end. The only thing some things I didn't like was, you see how I'm just mowing through these stormtroopers right now? Well, later on, they're actually it's like they're on stormtrooper steroids or something, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense. There's another bot. You're supposed to deflect the missiles back into him at the appropriate time, and it'll blow them up, but I just say screw it, attack, attack, attack. I got a ton of health and a ton of force power. Again, another lieutenant triggers a cut sequence where you push the buttons. If you don't like this style of gameplay, you're probably not going to like it too. You're not going to like this game too much. Yeah, there's another one of those snipers shooting me from afar. Now, there's another part later on in the game where there's a whole bunch of them, and man, you cannot stand still, or else it is game over fast. So, you know, visually stunning, challenging. I'm a Star Wars junkie, and here I'll show you another little. You know, I got hard school, you know, hard into a couple of MMOs, and you know, here's some skills here because the first time I ran into this, I just, you know, see you can grab TIE fighters and blow them up. Euphoria engine's killer, man. It's just a killer engine. I mean, all the stuff, like, guys look good. The destructible environments, pick things up and throw them around in, you know, in three-dimensional space. You know, look at it. You know, I went to throw it at them and it hit the railing and bounced off. You know, I'm grabbing them with the force thing and I'm throwing him off the robot. The snowballs you'll see later, I catch one of those snowballs and throw it back at him. So, you know, definitely a wow to the Euphoria engine. But, and what I was talking about before, so what I did here, that's a little bit MMO gameplay called kiting. You know, grab some enemies, pull them away from the main pack instead of attacking everything all at once there. You know, I got my Force Lightning all jacked up. As you can see, I'm hitting multiple guys all at once. You know, that's one thing about the demo, I'll say, versus the actual game. The demo is a little bit of the starting level, but Starkiller's jacked up in it, man. Like, you know, it's going to take you probably... I mean, you're going to be almost 3/4 of the way through the game by the time, you know, he's at that level that he is in the demo, to give you an idea. And I played the demo on easy, I played it on medium, and I played it on hard. And hard was, you know, it was fucking hard, man. So I can imagine what this game's going to be like, because they throw a lot of stuff at you, and you end up fighting, you know, 2 lieutenants at a time, or, you know, a boss and 2 lieutenants and a whole bunch of bad guys, you know, a whole bunch of minions, or you're fighting, you know, a buttload of minions. A little bit of lag there. So we got a bunch of these flying guys. You know, some other issues, some of the targeting sometimes you'll see with the flying guys here have a bit of trouble. You know, maybe some of you younger folks out there a little more deft with a controller. The camera angle, I like, you know, it'd be nice, you know, stuff like that. It would have been like pan back, or, you know, maybe top up, or, you know, top down type look, or something like that. You know, maybe lock the camera view, because you're always having to swivel it around. I noticed that was a game, you know, that was a complaint against, what do you call it, Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Ultimate Alliance 2. That was another killer game. But this is about midway through the game here. I'm showing you off, by the way, if you're wondering. So I'm not hopefully doing too many spoilers, just showing off more of the destructible environment. Plus, I'm sure there's an achievement for blowing stuff up. And here's a, you know, decent idea how many dudes you fight. Gotta give it to LucasArts. I don't know if you're noticing here when I'm throwing my sabers here, I'm actually cutting their heads off. You know, for, you know, a family, you know, a PG company largely. That's pretty cool. And there's an actual move where you can do, pardon me, there's an actual move you can do where you can actually impale somebody. So that's pretty sweet too, man, when you think about it. For, you know, that's a pretty interesting of them to do that. One little straggler there. And I don't know if you noticed that icon in the bottom left corner there. That's my Force Rage. And it's been building this whole time. I'll end up showing it off there. You know, there's definitely some cool parts of this game where you're, you know, I mean, using your force powers to, you know, use spaceships. I will say some... I love Mind Trick. Mind Trick could have been a little bit better done, though. You know, it would have been nice to choose what Mind Trick to do, but I guess limitations of the controller. I will say it's a little bit unbalanced because at the beginning, man, you were just mowing over like scabs of people, man. And then you get, you know, to about the 3/4 point, and you know, you got like the steroid stormtroopers and, you know, the slightly above them, you know, like sergeant level minions, and then lieutenants, and they're like, holy cow, you know, you'll get a whole bunch of these flying guys, and, you know, so there's 8 of them. You know, as you can see here, I'm just mowing over them, but later there's 8 of them, and like you can't let them shoot at you for more than 2 seconds or else you're dead. So that was a bit unbalanced. A little more variety, because that big giant freeze robot, you see him a few different times in a few different iterations. That's a bit of lazy programming. You know, I think we could have done without a couple of challenge modes. Here, I unleash Force Rage. So I pick him up and crush him. And then you'll see up here. And they jump off. I mean, you can tell them to jump off. So I gotta wait for Force Rage here to go away so I can go through the thing. And then coming up, I end up, you know, battling a ship and it, you know, using the Force to beat it. And this cool part just totally reminded me of, what do you call it? Space Invaders. So this is a pretty cool little sequence here. Again, it's, you know, hide behind the thing and, okay, you know, cutscene. Could have been better done. You know what? It's definitely a step forward for these guys. Like I said, I mean the level of violence in it, the level of control on it. Maybe they just didn't want to put out a multi-disc game, or a game that would be so developed that ends up costing $1 gazillion. But you know what? If I was LucasArts, I'd be coming out with another game real quick, and definitely something multiplayer, because, you know, Jedi Knight 2 Outcast was one of my favorite PC games, and there's even still servers for that still rolling, man. See, I already know what's going on, so you duck behind this thing. And again, I'm using my Force powers to, you know, defeat a spaceship. It's, you know, that's pretty cool. And if you're a Star Wars junkie, I'm a bit of a Star Wars junkie. You know what? It's pretty cool, man. So that's what One Gamer thought about it. I thought I'd give you guys a chance to take a look at it. Hopefully you enjoyed my little commentary there. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. You know, on a scale of 10, you know, I'd give it a, you know, I thought it deserved a 7.5. Most definitely a 7.5. You know, it's a real 7.5. Not this, you know, Madden 11's a 9.0, and, you know, Halo Reach is a 9.8, and, you know, this other nonsense we see in these reviews. No, another cutscene. I go into the arena here, and I don't want to give it away because it's big beast battle time, and that's a whole pretty cool sequence there. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed YouTube. Hopefully you didn't find me too boring. Don't forget, you can always mute it. Dasmerg saying thanks, and we'll see you later.